countdown.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter.
Good morning, I'm here, but
Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together
Beast, it's go to my Linktree. Linktree, there's a visible linktr.ee.
guiding me through my hopes and fears.
I'm here, I'm drinking coffee. I'm trying to see what the inflation numbers are. I might as well come on. I mean, let me just make sure I've got everything closed down. Okay, we're gonna sign out of this. I gotta sign out so I can refresh the web page. It's annoying, but it is what it is. Sign in there. Okay, premium. We got Substack here. Go over here. Gonna log out of Fidelity. Don't want people seeing that. Okay. I think I'm good. I've got coffee too, so. And what's the coffee? Thank you, Britt. Newsletter subscriber sent me that one. Video keeps pausing. I don't know why. Hold on. Let's see. That's not a me thing. Let's see. I'll see if mine does. Oh, now it's giving me a second one. Skip. Okay. I'm logged in under my personal account on the other one. I don't have AI tracking. I should have AI tracking on this one, but sometimes the camera goes wacky. Let's see. Initial jobless claims rise. CPI comes in cooler than expected. Cooler than expected. So, wow. I don't do anything. And literally, I just press a button. Full disclosure, I had a meeting with Spotfiy yesterday, which was kind of interesting. I can't talk about what it was about or the specifics of it, I signed an NDA. But I think I'm bigger on Spotify than I thought. It was funny because one of the things that I told them, they don't give me Spotify Premium. Douchebags. I say that, but I love them. So I'll give you a funny story, and I'm not going to put it on the podcast, but the funny story is that I sat down with Spotfiy yesterday, and we were discussing stuff, and I was giving them some ideas and blah, 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 the whole thing. And all of a sudden I started seeing these hands like wave and emojis pop up. And I said, is there an audience? And they said, yeah. So it was just internal Spotify people. I guess there were a few hundred folks watching. But I can't talk about it. It's like Fight Club. First rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. Folgers in your cup. No, it's the best part of waking up is knowing that I bought close to $1 million yesterday of stock. Beast, I don't know what's up. Mine isn't pausing. I got my iPad Pro here. So mine's not pausing. I would restart the device of whatever you're on. My guess is, since it's happening to multiple people, it's probably a YouTube thing. And sorry, I hope it's... Mine hasn't paused over here. I don't think it's anything that I did. But who knows? Maybe it's Wi-Fi and, my upload. I'm not particularly good at technical stuff. And the futures haven't come up. I mean, the futures are way down. So, morning, Wendy. I guess the market's thinking that the cooler inflation may not be a good thing because the tariff war started. Again, it's the unintended consequences that happen with the chaos stuff. Constellation Brands issues soft outlook. Parent of Corona beer. When I used to drink, I liked Corona. EU is pausing countermeasures, so that's a good thing. Trending and most active. Credo was most active. Is most trending. It was up 22% yesterday. It's down 2%. I do think any reaction in the market is overreacting, but Beast, is it an iPhone? I bet it's that damn good. It's that damn Android crap. Coors Light, it's pretty much water, Jacob. I mean, honestly, from a standpoint of me tasting beer, and take this for what it's worth, I am not a beer fan. I was never a fan. The only time I like beer, and I still crave it, but I don't drink it, is with sushi. And I love Sapporo and Asahi, which are Japanese beers. But when I was sitting around kind of drinking, I was always bougie as fuck. So I would have the Corona. Okay. I got 2 bonuses for paid subscribers today. One is a emergency savings hack for FIRE, financial independence, retire early. You know that you should have a emergency fund. I saw this morning. I'm like, boy, that's interesting. I didn't know about it. It's always something to keep an eye on, but I didn't know about this one. Taiwan Semi, we're going to talk about earnings because we do have earnings tomorrow from the banks, and Taiwan Semi announced earnings, and they were damn good, but the stock is down 1.2% because it was up 12% yesterday. Google reaffirmed their guidance. I mean, you know, we're going to look at the top 10 Seeking Alpha stocks because yesterday many of them were up 20%. I mean, you got CLS up 20%. You got Credo up 22%. DXP up 13%. You got AGX up 11%. It's just, you know, that's one of the things that you want. There is going to be a lot of talking. It's probably going to be a half hour today. It's not going to be big, but the biggest movers of today, DJT, X, and more. Stock index is down today. Why? Nothing really changed. I mean, that's kind of the key. Yields lower and stocks are lower. That's typically not great. But I did buy a bunch yesterday. So the second thing that I have for paid subscribers is I'm going to tell you what I bought yesterday. Paid subscribers need a bonus. I didn't want to put stuff behind while all the chaos was going on. But today I do feel like I have to give you guys back. So there will be paid stuff today. Goldman, they paused their recession forecast, which was interesting. Don't know how much it's worth, but we'll go over the timeline yesterday because there was the greatest insider information ever given. We'll go over the 10-year because the 10-year is still key. I'm getting ads on my live. God, man, YouTube inserts a lot of ads on these lives. We'll go over the timeline from yesterday because the timeline was crazy. I mean, does his face look fat there? Because some might say that was an AI-driven, photo. I don't know. I made it in Grok. But if the stock market goes up, does the 10-year bond automatically go down? Because I think that was probably the thought process in at least Trump's mind. Somebody who told him, but this is a great thread about the importance of the 10-year in the bond market from Kaylee Cox, who is Rithold Wealth Management. I think she's an analyst over there. But cool the economy to lower rates, and then the rates, just start shooting up. So he said that was why he buckled. I mean, let's be honest. Trump buckled yesterday, even though, he's touting it as the best day in the stock market's history. It tells us he cares about the stock market. NASDAQ 100 surged 10%. QQQ was up 10%. I made, close to six figures yesterday in an hour. But I didn't sell. I didn't, full disclosure, I didn't sell. I just bought. But it was crazy. And it might just be a bull trap. So we'll talk about that. 99.96% of stocks yesterday were positive. That's crazy. But again, any reaction is an overreaction. Yesterday was an indication why time in the market beats timing the market. And so we'll go over a lot of that. Let me just sign into Seeking Alpha because there is this 2 p.m. God, that's bright. Man, that's bright. Okay, we'll just hold that up there until we go. Should I do scans? Maybe I should. We'll do scans. I'm going to use Trendspider to scan. Scans to QQQ. Let's do scans. Let's go to the market scanner and Larry. Let's do scans. So this is just my, oh God. It's almost the full 4-hour algorithm. I mean, you know, you got Palantir with an entry. You got Cleveland Cliffs, XLK. Let's see. We're going to sort by symbol. Okay. Amazon, Cliff, Costco, FBCG, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Netflix, Nvidia, PanW, Palantir, QQQ, Shopify. I mean, this was why I bought yesterday. Was I kind of saw with the moves that we saw, there was a lot of entries yesterday in the 4-hour algorithm. So, oh, Beast, I have an iPhone 3. Just full disclosure, it's funny because I had this fight with Dan Niles on Spaces the other day. Apple's still my number one investment, and I still don't have a problem with Apple. But I got an iPhone 13 Pro, and could I afford a 16? Absolutely. Morning, Hunter. It looks at entries in the 4-hour algorithm. That's it, Jacob. Entries in the 4-hour algorithm. That's all it does. And spoiler, the 4-hour algorithm is based on the MACD. So the MACD is in there. So we just looked at the core portfolio. This is what, you know, we can look at alpha picks, all the alpha picks stuff. We can look at the entries there if you want to get into alpha picks. Lending Club is up 2.42%. I have my brokerage holdings. We can look at the top stocks of 23, 24, 25. Bitcoin and crypto, I am sure there are entries there. WGMI, wow, that's the only one. Covered call ETFs. These are income ETFs, energy names that I typically track. BTU, you know, we talked about BTU yesterday. It had an entry in the 4-hour algorithm as it goes up. It's down 4% today. Leveraged ETFs. I mean, you want to trade leveraged ETFs? I'll put these in. Leveraged ETFs. AMZU, BULZ, CONL, DRUP, FBL, MAGS. And I'm going to put all these in the newsletter, so you don't have to follow them. Don't think that you have to write them down. They'll be there at the end of the newsletter for free. It's not something that I charge for, just in case anybody cares. But PTIR, QQQU, ROM, TRAK, TECL, USD. So QQQU is a triple leveraged ETF, double leveraged ETF on the Qs. So this was up, let's see, it was up 14% in the morning. And in the afternoon, it was up another 11%. Crazy. Spider sectors, let's look at those. XLG and XLK. So we'll put that in. Let's see. The watch list. We're going to do watch list stuff. There's going to be a lot in here because it's a big watch list. Affirm, ALAB, ANET, ANF, APP, ARM, BLDR, Bros, CLS, Coin, Crowd, DDOG, Deck, and more. I mean, come on. When you sign up. Okay. There's just too many. Warren and Scott. If you have time, can you look at A? A? Agilent? I mean, Let's go back to the strategy tester. Agilent. 4-hour algorithm totally beats buy and hold. I mean, 1% versus 25% over 24 months. Agilent. I don't know too much about it. It's a hold. Valuation is extended. Growth is not great. The revenues are going down year over year. So Wall Street says that it's worth 147. But since that drop, they haven't brought it down. So Seeking Alpha, analysts say it's a buy. They've had it as a buy. Analyze with AI. We can look at Thermo Fisher, Danaher, Waters. Valuation is stretched. Growth is underwhelming. Positive Agilent's diversified manufacturing footprint and strategic localization faces significant cost pressures due to Liberation Day tariffs. So tariffs only got a 90-day pause, so I don't know that I'd go roaring back into that one. It's he promised tariffs on pharmaceuticals, so I don't know that I'd necessarily go roaring back in, assuming that all is done. Oh. We still maintain our outperform rating and remain long-term bullish on Microsoft, but unfortunately the tariff game of poker is adding a high level of near-term uncertainty to any company with supply chain cost inputs around China, and those tariffs remain very much on the table. I've written a note. Yeah, this quarter is going to be, there's no joke on this quarter, but just being uncertain. Like I said, there's damage done. How much damage you got to decide for yourself. I'm just, I'm much more comfortable being more, we talk about sleep at night, but I got everything. Okay, let me start the podcast now that you got inflation and stuff like that out. Okay. Good morning. It is Thursday, April 10th. I just want to start this one out by saying, hey, it's Masters Week. So I'm going to be sitting on the couch watching the Masters. If you have questions for me, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Substack, dailystockpick.substack.com. You can reach out to me by going to Linktree. I have an email address. Sign up for the newsletter. You can just hit reply in your email if that comes through. But I've got everything here. All of the offers that you'll hear about, every tool that I have, including Trendspider, Seeking Alpha Premium, Alpha Picks, anything that I have, it's all at Linktree. So one of the things that I want to point out is that if you are a Seeking Alpha subscriber, okay, whether you're a subscriber or not, what I would suggest is getting your free 7-day trial today, because at 2 p.m. today, there is a masterclass on using Seeking Alpha and optimizing your premium membership. Okay? So at 2 p.m., it's going to be recorded, so don't feel like you have to do it, but I would suggest going over to Linktree, okay, right here, the third link. Okay, the second link is the bundle that includes Alpha Picks, but the third link here saves you $30 and gets you a free 7-day trial. And today's Zoom meeting with Daniel Snyder, you're going to learn how to leverage AI-powered tools to streamline your research, create a Seeking Alpha portfolio. They will go over all of that. Managing your Seeking Alpha portfolio with views and alerts. Using screeners to identify and filter stocks, compare stocks to make better investing decisions. Again, all of this is going over at 2 p.m. It will be recorded, so you'll be able to watch it but it's an important one. If you have Seeking Alpha, I suggest signing up so that you get the email when it's recorded, and when you go over there, you can watch it. But he's going to go over that. And if you don't have Seeking Alpha, get the free 7-day trial with the third link right here. Or in the newsletter every day, you can go to my post every day. Every day I post. There are 3 things that are up here. There are Trendspider. There's the $30 off and free 7-day trial. There's Alpha Picks. And then you got the bundle down here. Okay. Every day I post that in the newsletter. Every day. So it's in the newsletter. Let us help you grow, blah, blah, blah. One thing I want to remind you from yesterday. I said yesterday, I am not going to tell you when to buy and sell. I am not that kind of grifter on the internet. I am somebody who uses this podcast to go through my process in my head. And I look at stocks, and hopefully that helps somebody out there get rid of the noise and understand the market a little bit better. But just remember, selling out of the market, sometimes it works. Sometimes you can time it correctly. But there are typically just 7 to 10 days that make the difference between 197% return over 20 years and 548% over 20 years. We talked about how to make $70,000 and pay yourself $70,000 by paying a commission every time you trade. That's the difference. 548%. So while I was out there saying, hey, I'm 40% cash, the pessimist might say, oh shit, I've got to sell. Oh shit, I'm worried. The optimist would say, he's 60% invested. It's about how you hear this messaging. And I don't want you to listen to me and say, oh my God, I've got to do this. I want you to listen to me, hear what I'm saying, because this is my thought process. Am I still worried? Absolutely. We'll go over what happened yesterday. We'll go over all of the details. But now I added 10% of the cash to my portfolio. Again, it was high 6 figures I bought yesterday, and I bought at 3:00 yesterday. So I guarantee you, with the pre-market move, I'm probably down on those buys, but I'm more optimistic. We'll go over all of that stuff. We'll go over some of the earnings that are coming up, some of the earnings that happened overnight, because one tech stock, a semiconductor stock, just told you that demand is off the charts and it's down after yesterday's 11% move. So we're going to go over everything that happened yesterday. I'm going to provide you a complete timeline, okay? Yesterday, 93.96% of the stocks in the New York Stock Exchange advanced. That is the most since 94% advanced on 5/10/2010. That was a couple of days after the flash crash. If you don't remember the flash crash, what that was, it was essentially a whale in London. And you can Google this. There's tons of documentaries on YouTube about it. It's a great thing. Just understand it. You don't need to go back and fully research. Just go to YouTube and try and find one of those. I've seen a bunch of the whale of this thing, and essentially what happened, it was just a crazy, crazy time. It was within 30 minutes, and I think Kramer was screaming on TV, I'd go 5 bid on this one. I mean, he was doing his typical douchey Kramer shit. But yesterday, it felt very similar to that kind of feel. And so when I get that feel, I want to start doing. What happened yesterday, Trump backed down. I'll go over all of that. He admitted it was because of the 10-year bond. I'd been harping on the 10-year bond. It's something to keep an eye on even as we exit this. But I did mid 6-figure buys, and it was all a bunch. For paid members, you will get the complete list at what price I bought. I didn't keep track of everything, so I'll give you some idea. I was just mad pressing the buy button. You know that Jim Cramer meme? Buy, 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 buy? That was me yesterday. Not even looking at charts. I looked at a couple of charts before I started the buying, but then I had my watch list. Okay? It took me back to 2009, right after the financial crisis, when I had asked somebody, I forget if it was a financial advisor, I forget if it was a trader, I forget, somebody that I had respected. And they gave me one bit of advice on days like yesterday. Shut up and buy. It was moving too fast. Shut up and buy. I am not tactical in situations like that. I am not worried about my 4-hour algorithm. I am not worried about the PE. I have done all that research, so I know exactly what I'm going to buy. So now that all of the chaos is a little bit behind us, I'm going to give paid members a benefit, paid members to the newsletter. I'm going to tell you what I bought and the price. It will be at the end of this podcast. It's not going to be a separate one. It's going to be at the end of this podcast. So stay tuned for that. Was it a bull trap? The Kobeshi ladders? We just witnessed the biggest bull trap of 2025. What's a bull trap? It means that the stock market just flashes up and then gives it all back over a short period of time. Okay? This is textbook, is what they're saying. Could you believe this? Maybe. Because in reality, what did yesterday do? It didn't do much. You got a 90-day pause. And there was just euphoria. It shows you there is money on the sidelines trying to work. We need certainty. Do you have certainty? You pick your fighter. The only thing that I think that you got yesterday is these fuckers are watching the stock market. No matter what they do, and sorry for the language, Mom, I apologize. Call your mom. But again, they're watching the stock market. No matter what they say, they're watching the stock market. Let me take you back to Monday, to a space that I was on. I think it was, at 3:00 on Wolf Spaces, stock talk. I got mocked for saying that it's ironic that Fox News leaked the 90-day pause on all tariffs. It's ironic that it was Fox News that leaked that. It was decided on Sunday. Besant even told you it was decided on Sunday. And then Trump kept the pressure on. It was decided on Sunday. What happened yesterday was Trump backed down because of the 10-year. The 10-year was giving signs that something was breaking. So is it a bull trap? I don't know. It's a wild, historic day. All he was doing last night was saying it was the greatest day in stock market history, that he caused it. Doesn't talk about, the 30% that you're down. Again, a 50% decline needs a 100% gain to get back to even. So where are the cues? Well, it gave you a buy signal in the 4-hour algorithm. Do you want to listen to it? The 4-hour algorithm in Trendspider makes you 45% over the last 2 years. Did it save you from the entire downturn? No. It saved you here. Look, February 25th, it got you out. Okay? It got you out until it got you back in. Saved you 10%. Okay? And here's another one. This is the 4-hour algorithm. It saved you another 4% right there. But now you're buying in a little bit higher. You're buying in a little bit higher. I use this to time my buys. Remember, I had sold out of a bunch. Now, I didn't take any losses on QQQ, and if I did, I would just find another NASDAQ ETF to buy, and keep my dollar, my whatever, tax loss harvesting. But again, the point is, I had a plan. I knew exactly what I wanted to buy. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Are we out of the woods yet? No, but you're oversold. You're in the, again, it looks like the support at 400 has held. Now you're trading in pre-market at 454. Is that great? No. But maybe this 448, which is the highs back here in March of last year, maybe those hold. Again, you pick your battles. We're uncertain going into earnings season. Is this an absolute? No, it's not. But again, it's the best day since the financial crisis. So I want to be in. I feel more comfortable when I'm in than when I'm out. The NASDAQ 100 surged 10% to the 90-day tariff pause. This is huge. I mean, it is really, really huge. But it's just a pause. Nothing else has changed other than the tariffs are paused. 90 days from now, you could be completely back to where you were. So you choose your fighters. Okay? Of that last one, let's see. I wanted to show this, the top 10 stocks that were shown here. The top 10 gainers, number 1, MicroStrategy or Strategy, tomato, whichever one you want to call. Microchip Technology up 21%, ARM Holdings 20%, Advanced Micro 20%. The only one that I actually own in this list is Tesla. So I don't have the top 10 gainers from yesterday. I don't own them. I don't sit there and own them. You know, these are huge moves, and they're off significant lows. So if you bought at the highs, you're still not back to where you were. But you've got to have your list of 5 stocks that if they fall 5% or more, no questions asked, I'm going to buy. And yesterday, my list, I went and bought. My list of 5 stocks, I bought 5 stocks I wanted. They were on my watch list. I have more than that, but am I buying them? No, some of these stocks I already own. So did I need some exposure to new ones? Absolutely. So I went to my list and I said, I'm just going to buy them. No questions asked. Here's the opportunities for off the high. Apple's off 27%. You holding an iPhone? Maybe it's one you want to buy. Microsoft. Do you use Windows 95? Because if so, don't buy Microsoft, but it's 21% off. Meta, just full disclosure, I bought Meta yesterday. 31% off highs. Alphabet, 29% off highs. I think I might have bought Alphabet. I don't know. Amazon, 28% off highs. I think I bought it. Adobe, off 45%. ASML, off 45%. NVIDIA, 37%. Broadcom, 40%. So have your list ready. Days like yesterday are why you want the list of stocks that are down 10%, where you buy them, no questions asked, because you didn't have time yesterday to research everything. Okay? This is what happened. Once the news came out, I knew it was the 10-year bond. It was the 10-year bond. The grifters in Congress, I said yesterday, the grifters in Congress and the billionaires, maybe even Bill Ackman. Remember, Bill Ackman was on there during COVID screaming that hell is coming. He was short the market. Maybe he was in on this, screaming, the president has to do something. The president has to do. Maybe he's short the market. Marjorie Taylor Greene, where did she get $275,000 to actually put buys in on Monday? Oh, did she know that there was a 90-day pause coming? Probably. When Bill Ackman cries, you start buying. I mean, it is the Ackman low. We just have to see, I'm not included in these signal chats. We know signal chats are happening all over. There's grifters all over. And by the way, don't be surprised if Pelosi and Gottenheimer, who are leading traders on the Democratic side, don't be surprised if they got left out. Maybe they just got left out. So the 10-year is still having a problem. It's not erased. If we go to the bonds and we look at the 10-year, right now it's at 4.31. And we can take a look at it yesterday. And we're going to talk about the 10-year. Look at how it poured down here. Okay. Last night, it just started going up. And so we're still not out of the woods. The 10-year is still the problem. And so Kelly Cox wrote a great thread yesterday from the beaches of Costa Rica. She's an analyst over at Ritz-Holtz, I think, with Josh Brown. But she wrote a great one. It's an absolutely great thread about why the bond market is so important. So if you don't know it, go and look at it. Okay? And if you don't want to look at Twitter because you hate Elon, then just go and use Perplexity. There's an inverse relationship between stocks and bonds most of the time. Okay? There are absolute exceptions. And that has to do with quantitative. There's a thing that you can trade called the bond spread, the difference between the 2-year and the 10-year. You can trade it. I am not a bond guy. I am not going to pretend to be an expert on bonds. The amount that I know on bonds is when the market goes down, bonds go up. That's why the 60-40 portfolio is supposed to work. I just don't believe in it because bonds over my lifetime just haven't provided me very good. And when they tell you the Section 7 or 11 test to become a financial advisor, if there's 500 pages, 499 are about bonds. One is about stocks. I am dumb. I continue to tell you guys, I am done. Dumb. But I also continue to tell you guys, don't listen to a douche on the internet. Okay, go and do your own research. But again, this was the greatest insider information ever gotten in your life. That was easy. I mean, it was just a freaking tweet. And you know what happened? Let's take you through the timeline. Because this at 9:37, a great time to buy. DJT started spiking. He didn't put the dollar sign in there. Again, we're trying to interpret this. He was ready to tweet out the pause. So 9:37, let's take a look at a 5-minute chart. Remember, that came out at 9:37. Let's just mark where the stock market was yesterday at 9:30. We're going to go right here. Okay? 4:15. You had all this time to buy yesterday. All this time. You had confirmation to buy. You had all that time. Did you have alerts? Did you have the tools available to you to actually buy? No? Well, get them. Again, Linktree has all the tools that I have. I have Trendspider, I have Seeking Alpha, and I have Alpha Picks. There's 3 simple tools, but that timeline is clear as day. Okay, 9:37, he tweeted out. 1:18, posted that he's pausing tariffs. There needed to be language. So at 9:37, he knew he was going to do it. 5 hours. The NASDAQ up over 10%. Trump told us exactly what was happening. Okay. Let's see. Let's take it back. Oh, Kelly Evans posted a great one. Why are bond yields soaring? So this is a great newsletter to actually look at. She clipped it for you. It's her newsletter. But again, if you don't understand bonds, you don't need to understand it. The most that I understand is, hey, when bonds go down, the market goes up. When market goes up, bonds should go down. Something's still broken. Something is still broken. Okay? It's not straight up from here. Again, the best insider information in human history. It's not straight up from here. Gunjan posted, Goldman pause. They after the pause, we are reverting to our previous non-recession baseline forecast with GDP growth of 0.5% and a 45% probability of recession. So they're just going back to where they were. They're not moving it up. They're just going back to where they were. Nothing changed yesterday. For now, forecasts aren't being revised. Interrupting today's market euphoria, here are my thoughts. 3 months, fun to see the move in the market today, but we're not out of the woods. Trump's real goal is right-sizing China, and he did it. That's it, which will take time and involve some negative headlines. The good news is that Trump has shown his willingness to be flexible. Absolutely. Which means we could see a resolution sooner rather than later, maybe within the next 3 months. I feel much more comfortable in the market than out of the market. 3 years from now, the substance of AI will exceed the hype. I continue to believe that we need 2 to 3 years left of AI-powered bull market that will end in spectacular bursting of a bubble. Yes, you will get a bubble. You will absolutely get a bubble. Futures came down overnight. And let's see, is the market open? No, it's 9:13. You can see NASDAQ futures down 2.5%. S&P down 2.2. Dow futures down 1.5. I expect that we just see a reversion back to something. I am comfortable that I bought yesterday. I'm not upset about it. Inflation numbers came in. They came in lighter than expected. Cooler than expected. That gives the Fed the okay to reduce rates. And it is likely that in May, they will reduce rates. Okay? When the two largest economies in the world go to war, there's nothing good that can come from that. And make no mistake, we're still at war with China. It's not war where you roll tanks. It's economic war. And it's resetting global trade. That's not easy. And no matter what, all he did was pause things. So you've got to feel comfortable where you're at. If you're uncomfortable because you were out of the market yesterday, get back into the market. Don't time it. Don't time it. Again, best advice I got was shut up and buy. Because in 2008, I had rebalanced my portfolio, but I had a large amount of cash. I was wondering if I should get back in 2009. Shut up and buy. Okay, biggest movers today. DJT, shares extended their gain. I mean, they're up. They were up 21% yesterday. They're up 2% in a down market. Constellation Brands, they just, put together their forecast. They predict a weak consumer. U.S. Steel, Trump doesn't like that Japan's taking it over, so it's down 11%. And then Easterly Government, which is a REIT, which I don't like. Okay, let's look at the top 10 stocks from Seeking Alpha. Okay, I'm going to look at a few, just a few. We're going to look at a couple here because there's still, I hear there's chaos going around in the background, and I don't know if you hear it, but CLS, Celestica, which I know a lot of people own, still a strong buy in the quant, up 20% yesterday. It's down 4%. Is this on your list to buy of 5 stocks? Buy, no questions asked, because year to date, you're down 11%. It's hit. Okay, Credo, which is the number 1, still a strong buy in the quant. Is this on your list? Year to date, you're down 35%. We can go and look at this one. Is Credo a buy here in the 4-hour algorithm? You bet. Is CLS a buy in the 4-hour algorithm? You bet. Okay, let's go look at another one. INTA, which I sold out of. Still a strong buy in the quant. It just went to a strong buy a few days ago. As I was selling it, it went to a strong buy a few days ago. Up 14%, down 3%. Okay, INTA, I am out of it. I took a loss. I need 30 days to get back in. It's not on my list. Doesn't have a buy in the 4-hour algorithm, but it will later today. Okay, OPFI, which is another one. OPFI. This is another one. It's strong buy in the quant. Still a strong buy in the quant. Up 9% yesterday. Is this a buy in the 4-hour algorithm? This is not the way I was doing it yesterday. I had my list and I just went and bought. Okay, OPFI. No, not a buy. It will be. Okay, year to date, this one is down up 13%. So do you have your opportunity? Well, let's look at 1 month. It's down 6%. 5 days, it's up 7.8% because it was up 9% yesterday. PayPal, another top 10 stock of the year. Is this one ready to buy? Because year to date, you're down 25%. It's a hold in the quant. Maybe you don't want this one. Maybe you don't. But yesterday, it was up 11%. EAT, Brinker International. This is Chili's. Baby back. I think that's it. 6 months, you're up 76%. Okay, 1 month, you're up 6%. 5 days, you're up 10%. It was up 10% yesterday. And it's down 3%. It's a strong buy in the quant. So have your system ready. I mean, we can go and look at Brinker because Brinker has just been one that has been soaring. Are you in the 4-hour algorithm? No. It will get you in probably today. Have your system available. Again, the top 10 stocks are quality stocks that fundamentally should go up in a strong economy. And if you want to see the history of the top stocks, look at this, 2024, okay? SPY, ETF total return, 24.89%. The portfolio of these 10 stocks in 2024, if you bought in January and just held, 125%. There were only 2 losers. Okay? The top 2023 stocks, same kind of thing. So I think he's got the 2023 stocks in here. No, he doesn't, but I think he links to it. I'm not going to link out to it, but it's the same thing. So again, find the entry point, buy and hold. That was my thought for INTA, but I just decided, you know what? I don't trust the economy. I don't trust this company. I went in too big. I just took the loss. Have a plan. And things are going fairly well because Google just reaffirmed its $75 billion CapEx. That sets the tone for Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta in 2 weeks when we have earnings. We're going into earnings. Earnings season is starting. It's shocking, but yes, is any CEO in their right mind going to give you guidance? I don't know. I don't think so. But Gene, this CapEx guide for the year, that's big because, again, these guys don't want to say we're cutting back on CapEx spending. They may say nothing, but they're going to have to put an estimated spend in there. And they may say, well, we just don't know what it can be because of tariffs. There may be some messaging that they can weasel their way out of actually spending, but there is no way in a time period of AI that these guys want to pull money back. They don't want smaller, open AI to come in and take all of, Google doesn't want open AI or Perplexity to take all of their search revenue. They're spending. They're going to bolster things up. Amazon doesn't want Microsoft taking all their cloud business. And Meta wants to keep the pressure on open source AI, Llama. They're going to do it. And guess where the money's going? It's probably going NVIDIA. Because Taiwan Semi last night topped estimates. They said it was because of the U.S. tariffs. Maybe we pulled something forward. Because right now in pre-market, Taiwan Semi is at down 1.54%. Taiwan Semi is in the core portfolio. It will give you a buy on today's algorithm. It's just not there yet. I think you can buy this one. Again, is it crazy to think that Taiwan Semi, with making enough, the kind of the estimate that you have to make in your mind, is it worth, with China and the U.S. going at it, trade wars? Does China make a move on Taiwan? Maybe. But if you are invested in the market, I don't care if you're 5% in, I don't care if you're 10% in. If China makes a move on Taiwan, even if you have Brinker International, which has no semiconductor exposure because it's fucking Chili's, you will get taken down in this market. I'm willing to bet that this doesn't happen. But if they do, again, the quant says it's a strong buy. It's not. Valuation isn't out there. But the number one thing is momentum. Give me NVIDIA. I don't own Taiwan Semi. I don't think it's a bad stock. I think it's a great stock. I own NVIDIA. And did I sell NVIDIA? Absolutely, I sold NVIDIA. But Taiwan Semi killed it. They only, because of tariff concerns. If it was a pull forward, that's bad. But all three, Seeking Alpha analysts, Wall Street analysts, Wall Street thinks this is worth $242, 53% upside. Okay, take that with a grain of salt because these fuckers always put high multiples on this thing. But the valuation right now, you're paying 17 times forward earnings. That's average for a semiconductor company that prints semiconductor, that makes all the semiconductors in the world. What's the number one semiconductor stock in the quant? It's Credo. It's Credo. But this one, you're paying 68 times forward earnings. Okay? That's a little bit expensive for me. It's the number one stock for 2025, according to Steve Kress. Make sure you understand this stuff when you're buying the stock. And of course, Earnings Hub, we got earnings tomorrow. We got JP Morgan, which, Epstein's money is still in there. just kind of throwing that one out there. You got BlackRock. You got Morgan Stanley. Full disclosure, I bought Wells Fargo yesterday. I will tell you at what price I bought it. I bought Wells Fargo yesterday. BK, which is the Bank of New York Mellon, and Fastenal. You got all that. And next week, You've got some big earnings coming up, including a tariff-proof Netflix. You know, you got Taiwan Semi coming out with their full earnings on Thursday, 17th. There's some type of thing where they pre-announce or something happens. You got Schwab, which is a great buy in my opinion. Citibank on Tuesday. This one trades for under book value. We've talked about this one. It's a great opportunity. I will put all of the scans in the 4-hour algorithm into the newsletter. So, but I will tell you, from the 4-hour algorithm standpoint, Apple is down 4%, by the way, in pre-market. And the reason is nothing changed. China could still go after them. It just got euphoric yesterday. It closed at almost $200. That's going to be resistance. So buy it at 190. You know, 5 years from now, maybe you're back at 200. Amazon, down 2%, back at that 186, 188. Was the resistance. Do you want to buy at 190? Because that's where the 4-hour algorithm tells you to buy. I bought more, I think. Bank of America down 2%. I think this one under 40 is just a great screaming buy. And I've said that for a long time. You know, back here in 2021, I was hoping to get it under 40. I was buying under 40. Back here at 2022, I was selling at 40. And then when it dipped under 30, I was like, buy this one under 30. And when it got up there, I was selling and buying. And I still own Bank of America. I think I still own it at about 34 or 35. It's at $36 right now. And that's a long-term buy. But it's not in brokerage. It's in retirement account. So, and I think it's like $5,000. It's not much. But again, that's in the core portfolio. Berkshire didn't soar yesterday. It was up a couple percent, 3% in the morning, 1% in the afternoon. It didn't soar. Look at the MACD, super low. Algorithm got you out, didn't get you back in. It will get you back in if we continue up. But it's using that 200-day as its support right there at 481. It's at 519. 5 years from now, you won't even recognize that $30. Okay? Berkshire's just a great company that continues to grow. It's extended. The valuation, we can go and look at Berkshire, BRK.B. You want the B. Strong buy in the quant. The valuation isn't extended. It's been a strong buy, let's see, since $4.99. Again, in pre-market, you're at $5.19. So with earnings, with all of that stuff, I've shown you how to use my tools. I've shown you all of that. So with that, I am going to pause here. I'm going to get off of YouTube. I'm going to record the rest of this podcast. It's all going to be one. So stay tuned on the podcast because it's just going to cut off and then I'll come back. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Now I got to do the paid newsletter stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to be way down, by the way. Because I did get back in the market. I don't think I made a bad decision, but maybe a little preemptive. But wow, yesterday's, I'm back up to $9,500 in Webull. So that went down to about 8,000. I don't know, DG. That's more of a question. I don't know that much about Credo. Honestly, I just don't. That's more of a question for Perplexity. It's a small company. Their number one client is Amazon. So if Amazon says that they are pulling back on spending, you can assume that Credo will get just destroyed. But if Amazon says that they're continuing their spending, I mean, I think there's an interview with Andy Jassy today on CNBC. If he says anything about spending on chips and continuing their AI stuff, Credo's going to soar. But that's the risk. So I'm just, I'd love to answer your question, but I just don't have it. I mean, maybe it's out here on, go and look at the Seeking Alpha. If you go to Credo, it might be in one of these guys. One of these guys' analysts. I am kind of a big deal, Luis. Morning, Coral. Yeah. So I wouldn't worry about, I mean, that's your choice. I think I sold out of Credo, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. You know, I still own it, but I think I own it in my retirement account. I think I sold out and took the loss, and I'll buy it back. But am I? And let me put this as kindly as it can. Am I going that deep into my research into something that I own less than $500,000 worth? Nah. And that's not a humble brag or anything. That's just, I am way more of a make your decision, go and get it. And if you don't want it, don't want it. But it's a comfort level. And so you've got to feel comfortable with what you own. And, you know, under $500,000, if I have to take a 10% loss on that, I will. It's not a problem. Yeah, well, Eli, here's the thing. Get used to it. It's been going on forever. It's been going on forever. I mean, you can't tell me that, you know, Besant wasn't telling his billionaire friends about what was going on. You know who wasn't in on the deal? Elon. My guess, and it's just a guess, is that Sunday they made the decision to extend by 90 days. And that Elon was aware of that. And then, what's his name? Ritardo came on and said, he got in Trump's ear. We want to really put the pressure on China. We want to really put the pressure on China. And the president decided he's not going to do it. You can't tell me that Fox News didn't get some type of, you know, hey, we're pausing for 90 days. Somebody out there got it. I mean, it's just ironic it was Fox. I mean, 100% it had to be, you know, had to be decided on Sunday. And Besant let it slip yesterday. I had a long talk with the president on Sunday. Of course he did. I think many people did, and I think they decided to pause. And it was up to the president when. So, I mean, you can't tell me, you know, Biden got rich off of a public salary. Pelosi got rich off of a public salary. What is it, 70%, 80% of the people who go into Congress wind up richer after, significantly wealthier after they get out of Congress on what seems to be an average person salary? While the average person, while working, come on. I mean, politics is just, has always been, it will always be a grifter's paradise. So I just tend to view it as, hey, it's going to continue. There's two things that happen when you get initiated into Congress. One, you're sent directly to start raising money. And two, you get signal chats. Yeah. It's funny, Eli, because I think, yeah, they all do it. I mean, you know, AOC, perfect example. Yeah. Yeah. There are rules and regulations, but there are also no consequences. I mean, they have done insider, you know, you've got a president who released a meme coin. He released a meme coin. I mean, that gives you, you know, me as an influencer, and I did have a talk. It's funny because I went and talked with a bunch of my crypto friends, and I said, how can I launch a meme coin? Because I saw that it's okay, but then, you know, a friend kind of, and even for my girlfriend's son, who's got millions of followers, who's blowing up, Tokyo Sims is really taking off. And if you want to see my girlfriend's son, just go over and you can go to YouTube and just Google Tokyo Sims. That's him. That's Cole. So he only has 242,000 subscribers here, but he's got like millions on Instagram, millions on TikTok. And Twitch is his new thing. So, but I spent a day with Tokyo Sims. Oh, I have to watch this one. We have to, hold on. I got to put this into text. I don't think we've seen that one. We have to do that one. Yes, Eli. There are a reason that, you know, millions of teenage girls have their lock screen as his photo. He gets people to come up to him in Tokyo and they show him his phone, their phone screen, and it's him. So, yes. And go over there and, you know, say, hey, Gary sent me. Go over and comment on his video, subscribe to the channel, and go comment on his video and say, hey, you know, your mom's boyfriend sent me. Am I allowed to do that? I'm going to get yelled at. Hey, I'm pumping his stats. My girlfriend has Penny on her phone screen. I'm not sure what that says about me. Okay, I'm getting off here. Let's see. I know I'm down. Let's see what my Fidelity portfolio is. How bad is it? Did I give back everything that I made yesterday? I don't think so, but close. Close. I'm down 2.2%. And that's shocking because Apple is down almost 4%. I think you're going to... I hate to say it, but I do think that you're going to see a rebound as bank earnings come out and stuff like that. Oh, download your old videos. I have to download my Facebook videos. Okay, I'm out of here. Paid subscribers, you're going to get a bonus on the end of it. So you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.